Ernest Shackleton. Born in 1874, Ernest Shackleton was born to a doctor. Shackleton fervently rejected the wish for him to follow in his father's footsteps to become a doctor, and at the age of 16, he rebelled against his parents and qualified as a master mariner with a mad passion and keenness to explore the poles, which everyone, as you can imagine, thought was a crazy idea. In 1901, Shackleton was chosen to go on the Antarctic Expedition led by British naval officer Robert Falcon Scott on the ship named Discovery. They trekked towards the South Pole in extremely difficult conditions, getting closer to the pole than anyone ever had before. However, Shackleton became seriously ill with scurvy, the biggest killer at the time for mariners aboard long-distance journeys, and had to return home. Back in Britain, Shackleton spent some time as a journalist and then ran for Parliament in Dundee, which too ended up being unsuccessful, and he could not forget about his burning desire to visit the poles. Shackleton got back on his horse, metaphorically speaking, refusing to let his previous failed quest deter him, and used the valuable experience he had previously learned to drive him in his next quest. In 1908, he returned to the Antarctic as the leader of his own expedition on the ship Nimrod, means skillful hunter. During the expedition, his team climbed Mount Erbus, the second highest volcano in Antarctica, made many important scientific discoveries, and set a record by coming even closer to the South Pole than ever before. On his return to Britain, Shackleton was recognized for his achievement and knighted. In 1914, Shackleton made his third trip to the Antarctic with the ship Endurance, planning to cross Antarctica via the South Pole. Early in 1915, Endurance became trapped in the ice, and 10 months later, the ship sank. Shackleton's crew had already abandoned the ship to live in the floating ice. In 1916, they set off in 3 small boats, eventually reaching Elephant Island, an ice-covered mountainous island off the coast of Antarctica, where they spent a winter waiting for rescue. Shackleton went to go and find help. In a small boat, the men spent 16 days crossing 1,300 kilometers of ocean to reach South Georgia. The remaining men from the Endurance were rescued in August 1916. Not one member of the expedition died. But that wasn't enough for Shackleton, and he didn't stop there. Shackleton's 4th expedition aimed to circumnavigate the Antarctic as a whole continent, but unfortunately, on the 5th of January, he passed away. What a man.